Hey guys, this is Snick Snipe here, and I'm just going to be doing a really quick video on how to Forge Fast Expand against Zerg. The proper mindset is really determined by what map you're playing. Like in this case, I'm playing on Tal'Darim Altar. So, what you need to do when you play on Tal'Darim Altar, after you build your 9th pylon, generally you'll want to scout. If you don't scout, then that leaves you very vulnerable to something like a 7 pool, and on a map like Tal'Darim, you very well could see that type of build, because on Tal'Darim Altar, the thing is, the Zerg is really pressured to not be able to take their third, cause due to the rocks. So they'll either take a far away one, or they'll do an all-in, or they'll just go Mutalisk. So basically what I'm saying is you can either face a 7 pool, a Roachling all-in off 2 bases, a Baneling bust, or like I said before, Mutalisk play. So in this game, my build's a little bit weird. I decided to go for 9 pylons in my pro back to harvest, and then build about a 13-ish forge. Generally, the reason why you do that is the early forge is mostly just to counter a 6 or 7 pull. Or if they go for a hatch first, you can do something like cannon rush them, maybe, if you feel like. In this case, I built my pylon at my main. That way, if he does 6 or 7 pull me, I can just build a cannon right here. And basically, when you hold off the 6 or 7 pull off of forge first, it really all that matters is if you have this pylon or not. If you don't have this pylon up, you're probably going to lose, because 6 or 7 Zerglings will do a lot of damage to your probe line if they micro it correctly. And when you do build your pylon over here, just in case, you want to build a cannon over here. Now, I'm playing relatively safe. The good thing about going pylon or second pylon before your nexus is that I'll be able to keep continuing to build my probes. So in a case like this, even though I have a late nexus, I still have my main pylon, and I'm scouting right now. I haven't seen any Zerglings, I haven't seen any Overlords, so if he did 7 pull me right now, he'd be able to clear this off. But like I said before, I would have a lot more workers than he is, and generally after a 7 pull, if you have a cannon in your main, you're way far ahead, especially on Tal'Darim, because they're not gonna be able to take their fast third like they normally do. So you don't have to worry about like 200 roach timing attacks or whatever. Now, executing a forge fast expand is just really basic. You're just basically gonna build the wall off. That's it. You can either wall your stuff off completely if you're worried about like lings or something. Like maybe you want to get a gateway, cybernetics core here or something, or you can just you can use the gateway, the cyber core, or maybe even a pylon instead of the cyber core plus the zealot to help wall off. Now, if you're worried, like right now, I'm playing against a computer just because I wanted to do a really quick video. You see I'm placing down my gateway and my cannon. I was playing pretty greedy, even though I played safe at the first 3 minutes because I built the pylon here. Because I knew I could get away with it. I didn't have to build my cannon at the time. But now I see Zerglings, so maybe I'll just pretend he's just going to attack me, which he probably will. So with this probe right here, if he was still following me, he'd be right behind. I'd probably have built a gateway by now, just to wall off completely, and that would have been safe. In this case, I'm just gonna do it anyways, just to demonstrate it. Now I have a complete full wall. He won't have roaches out this time, and if he does, like I said before, what you need to scout for that second gas. If they go for a 14 pull hatch, which they most likely may or may not, depending on, they might go for a 15 hatch on Tal'Darim, to be honest, because it's such a big map, you probably might get there last. So they might just take the risk. But if you do see a gas and they still have three workers on it, like even if they have one, you just want to be prepared for roaches. So maybe throw down a second or third cannon. Just be prepared for all-in. Have like a zealot at the watchtower or something. I'm chrono boosting out my zealot so I can take my probe out. You do get to this is totally up to you what you do next. I'm getting my 2 gases first. There's a lot of builds you can transition into, because they're going to be on 2 bases. I think a 7-gate blink attack on this map is really good, or you can just do the build that everyone says is overpowered right now, the robo gateway timing attack with the mortals. It's actually really strong, especially with force fields. Again, it really depends on the map. Tal'Darim is the perfect map for them to do, or it's the most likely map for them to do all in if they're gonna all in you on any map, just because they can't take the third. Shakur's, no. Daybreak, no. Things like that, where you can take your third. Entombed is another map like the Tal'Darim that they might want to all in, just because it's such a good positioning map for Protoss. So yeah, I mean, this really basically explains it. how to do the Forge Fast Expand. Again, like I've said, this map is really risky to go Nexus first, so I recommend you always go either 12 or 13 Forge, and then you can build your Pollen in your main. But I mean, it really just depends. Like, if you scout at 9, you might be able to scout them first and see if they don't build a pool. You might want to go Nexus first, or you just might want to harass their natural and not let them build it by building Pollens all over the place. So yeah, if you guys have any questions on how to do a Forge Fast Expand build, I mean, like I said in my other videos, feel free to just either comment or just send me a message. But just remember, the key emphasis is walling off, having your Forge early just in case of 6 or 7 pull. If you go Nexus first, you're pretty much screwed. If you go Forge first, then you're pretty much guaranteed to win at that point. Now, dealing with 2 base all-ins like Roach Sling or maybe Master Zerglings might be a little bit more tricky, but those generally hit at about, I think the Roach Sling hits at like 7:30ish, around that time frame. So the only way you're going to survive that is either if you get a really good Stargate timing, or if you have a lot of cannons and maybe gateway units. So just be aware of things like that, and be aware of the map. Map choice is very important. So yeah, this concludes my video on the Forge Fast Expand, guys. I'll probably do another video on elaboration, like afterwards, like builds you can do, like how to transition out of it, and I'll probably maybe even do a video on like holding off Roach Slings or Baneling Bust or 6 or 7 pull, things like that. So thanks for watching, guys. This is Snick Snipe, and if you like my videos, do like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later.